because their actual information is not on there, and we would be sending them to some crazy dangerous jobs to the point where they'd be losing limbs and stuff. And then when they call us and they say, hey, this happened and I can't go to work, I said, oh, you need medical attention. They say, no. I said, yes, you lost a finger, like, you need medical attention. And then I go talk to my boss, and he said, unfortunately, we can send them someplace, but then they can get in trouble. And I'm just like, this is a problem. So when I said whatever you want to call them, she thought I was being like racist or whatever. Some lady on my live H, she saw I was being racist when I said whatever you want to call them. I didn't say it that way to be like they not human. I'm saying whatever they want to call them, they are human, right? I call them undocumented workers. Why? It's because they're working, they're getting paid, but they're not documented. That means that they're working under somebody else's name. And because they're working under somebody else's name, people will call us and say, hey, I'm from California. I'm not from Wisconsin. I never worked for you guys. How do you guys get my information? I'm getting tax papers saying that I owe back taxes. And I'm like, let me put you on hold for a minute. And then I will transfer him to somebody else, because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this call, because I know we have undocumented workers. But that's what I call them. They're human beings, but what they're doing is working, and it's undocumented, and it's causing issues not only for people that they're using fake identification credentials for, but they're having issues because they had to do all these horrible jobs, these ridiculous jobs, and something happened. The jobs are not liable, right? They don't get workers' compensation. So that's an incentive to hire them, because they don't have to give worker compensation and all this other stuff. And that was so problematic for me. Offenders have a hard time finding work. Day labor work is what they find sometimes. So horrible. And I said, I don't like this. I said, there's got to be a way to get these people who are willing to work these horrible, dangerous jobs, at least give them some documents, because nobody else want to take these jobs. I don't know, H. This was back in 2013. So, I mean, I had that job in 2012, and I lost a job in 2013. So I don't remember his information. Unfortunately, I don't remember his information. All I know is he's probably still on the CCAP list, and he's probably still on a sex offender list, and he's probably still in CCAP. I hope he's not. I hope he was smart enough to go get himself pardoned, because that was so wrong. I had a whole bunch of cases. That was just one of them. I hated that job. I really wanted that job because I really want to help people get work and stuff. I thought I was going to make a difference and stuff when I worked there. And I was just a fool, because I'm like, oh my God, I feel like people who went to jail and people should get a second chance. I'll be able to help get them work. That's how I felt coming into that job. And when I started realizing what that job really was basically, no, not SO undocumented. I'm talking about, I'm on a different subject now, H. I'm talking about people who come from Mexico to come to work here. People will call them illegal immigrants, but I wouldn't call them illegal immigrants. I call them undocumented workers, because they will be working with not the right credentials, right? That's the way I would describe them. Not human beings, right? Because they are human beings, but that's not telling you what's going on. What's going on is these people are working really, really hard. They're not, and then they get injured. They don't get workers' compensation. They don't get anything, and they be doing all this hard, laborious work that nobody wants to do. And when they get injured, there's no worker compensation, and there's no medical follow up on what things that happen to them. That was a very hard job for me. That's why I went crazy. I'm like, I can't unsee what y'all do. Y'all doing horrible here. Shoot, that job needed to be reported. It really needed to be reported. Like, it's different in Chicago because we have base where we send people to Chicago. But people who get sent to Chicago, they have e-sign. So that means that we have to get documents from them, real documents, and verify. But in Wisconsin, 10 years ago, I don't know what it's like now, we didn't have e-verify. So they can use whatever documents they want, and we would send them to work whatever job is available. And usually jobs available is them dang hot cold